All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Steven, and we're here to do a super quick installment of your Dota 2 news for the, as you can see, very short-lived predictions for the TI8 regional qualifiers. Sorry about the garbage audio. I am using a headset. My usual microphone, which you may or may not remember from living in a Tim Hortons cup for a long time, is currently out of commission. So I'm going to get a new one and be back before long with a new microphone. But anyway, here are my predictions. You can take what you want, just right there if you want it. If you want, but I'm going to go over my rationale for each of them. So just going in order, these three are the clear-cut front runners for North America: Optic Gaming, VG Gaming, J-Storm, and Evil Geniuses. They are the best three teams. Optic Gaming came very, very close to qualifying for a spot in TI8. They had a very strong run towards the end of the Dota Pro Circuit season. They ended up not making the cut because they came up short against Virtus Pro at the Super Major. But if they hadn't, they would have just been in the. They would have gotten a direct invite. So as such, their current recent success makes them easily the number one. With VG Gaming J Storm, who has had a similar in another video for another time, but they're your clear-cut number two. Evil Geniuses is number three. That may sound kind of silly, but it's actually one. The Evil Geniuses right now is still in a very kind of shaky state. They just recently formed their new team, and they still haven't fully gelled yet. They looked fine in open qualifiers, but again, they're coming up against the cream of the crop. And on the flip side of that, Complexity Gaming and maybe even a team like Immortals might be able to pull one over on them. We'll see, but the amount of talent on the current Evil Geniuses roster gets them my number three spot. In Europe, easy, 100%, slam dunk, OG. They're not necessarily going to win, but it's the clear pick. All the other teams just aren't up to scratch. Kingdra, Kingwin, they have good squads, but OG is your clear favorite here. The Chinese qualifiers are actually underway already. They're down to a top four with For the Dream, Invictus Gaming, and a couple others. I can't remember who they are off the top of my head, but For the Dream has been good enough in the qualifiers that you just have to kind of go with them because they look like they're on pace for a kind of Team Freedom sort of run from last year's qualifiers. Like, they're just on fire right now, and this is a good time to be on fire. So they're my number one. Invictus Gaming is my number two. They're probably the best overall team in the Chinese regional qualifiers. They aren't as hot, and they actually kind of stumbled through the group stages a little bit, but they were still good enough to get my number two spot. South America, again, already underway. They're not through the group stages yet, but Pain Gaming, pretty easily the top choice. Could see SG Esports taking their spot, but again, Pain Gaming is your South American qualifier. That's who you should choose. CIS is already through the group stages. It's a 4-horse race with Fly to Moon being, in my opinion, the clear favorite right now. They looked really good in the group stages. They've looked really good in tournaments in recent months, and they have a talented enough lineup that you can look at them as legitimate to the point of choosing fairly confidently. Again, no guarantees, but they're pretty easily the top choice. And finally, Southeast Asia, their qualifiers have not started yet, but TNC and Fnatic are two teams that they're the clear frontrunners. They're clearly the best overall teams, and they didn't set the world on fire in the actual DPC, but they were good enough that they should be looked at as the favorites over what is, a usual roundup of the kind of Geek Fams and Happy Feets and those sort of tier 2 Southeast Asian regional level teams. So, again, we've seen Fnatic and we've seen TNC even look shaky, but the strength of competition isn't really there that you should pick against them. So, that's it for now. Here's where I am now. I moved. I still got boxes of cables and such, as you can see. But anyway, that's our installment of Your Dota 2 News. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We will have more qualifier prediction or more TI8 Compendium predictions as time goes on. So feel free to subscribe. And yeah, have a good one. M Target will be back when, not doing an on the spot video because only had a few hours to work with on these predictions. So everybody have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe, etc.